Right, friends, hello. So, welcome back to PK Sir Classes. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. And first of all, apologies because it's been a long time. I mean, more than a month or so, or more than 1.5 months or something since I've put up a video. That's due to some serious things only, some COVID-19 deaths in my family, followed by lung infection for me, followed by a particular kind of a strange issue that happened for me. Like, I was not able to look into these heavy lights which we use for recording, and the laptop also for more than 2 minutes or 3 minutes. And I went to many doctors and stuff like that. Now somehow it's better. I don't want to get into the details and waste your time, guys. But I just felt I was responsible for you to explain the reason. The situation right now is 30% improved than what it was. Hopefully, I think within another 1 month or so, or 20 days at least, I should be able to fully recover. So hopefully I'll be able to see all these lights and all these monitors, and I'll be able to record classes for hours together without any strain for my eye. Anyway, uh, thank you so much for this. You guys are supporting me continuously. Thank you so much for that. And many of you guys, I think I would have at least received 200 300 messages, if I'm not wrong. I'm not exaggerating. That many messages I've received, specifically students asking me for guest questions and all that. So I thought that I know it's really important for you guys, so I wanted to really do the video as early as possible, even though it's a bit of strain for me right now, but still. Anyways, so now here it is. Here we have the video. So without wasting any further time, let's get into this. So as usual, as I told you many a times, RTPs are really important for us because RTPs are more important than question papers. Okay, according to me. Why? Because RTPs will tell you what the future is going to be, because that's what we want eventually. Question paper is something that has happened already, so this is like a past. Okay, this is like a past, so it is not that important. But RTP is like future. So RTPs are more important for us relatively when compared to question papers. I've told you this so many times, even in the past. Okay, right, now let's get on with the recent RTP. So that is November 2020 RTP. As you can see here, the first question was from performance measurement and evaluation. Indirectly, it was testing competitive advantage, cost leadership, and performance, product differentiation. Supply chain management, the second one. Third one was from value chain analysis, and fourth one is theory of constraints. Then we have ethical and non-financial considerations. Then we have direct product profitability from SAOA chapter, that is strategic analysis of operating income. Then we have standard costing, a question from that particular chapter. Obviously it's compulsory, you'll get one question from standard costing for sure. And again PME, performance measurement and evaluation, but it was a non-financial, which means the question was based on non-financial factors. In PME you have financial and non-financial, right? Non-financial is more important, of course. And question number 9, again performance measurement for not for profit sector. And finally you've got question number 10, which is based on competitive advantage, again cost leadership versus product differentiation, right? So this is what your November 2020 RTP is. So what are the key takeaways for you from this particular RTP? One thing is that, as I told you so many times even in my class, performance measurement and evaluation remains the most important chapter. You got 3 questions from that, directly or indirectly. Even if it is indirect, I'll be putting it together. Please try to understand that. Okay, so 3 questions we have got from that area. That's one observation you got to do. The second observation is that you don't have any question from transfer pricing. Now that's a strange miss, because even in May 2020 RTP we never had a question from transfer pricing. So that's something that you guys need to consider over here. And suddenly competitive advantage, especially this concept of cost leadership versus product differentiation, it got importance in this November 2020 RTP. So that is one area which we need to concentrate. Remaining is as expected. We know that theory of constraints, you'll get a question, yes you got. Value chain analysis, compulsory you'll get a question every time, yes you have got. Supply chain management, you'll get a question, yes we have got. Decision making, one question you'll get, yes you have got. And this is a little bit of a new thing now. You got a question from DPP. That's a little bit strange. Standard costing expected. So question number 7 expected. Performance measurement, at least 2 or 3 questions you will get, that is expected. Supply chain management, which is question number 2, expected. Question number 3 and 4, value chain analysis and theory of constraints, expected. Decision making, also one question is expected. So the unexpected things are competitive advantage based questions are given sudden importance, because we have got 2. Transfer pricing has totally been ignored continuously in a row, so that is something that we need to really think about. And direct product profitability is some area which is neither important nor unimportant. From that, one question has been asked. So that's our observation, a brief observation from this November 2020 RTP. Anyways, now before we go for guest questions, I think you guys need to have a look into the previous RTP also, that is May 2020 RTP as well. So if you look at May 2020 RTP, first let's go with the usual stuff. Getting a question from balance scorecard, usual, nothing surprising. Performance measurement, PME chapter, getting a question, usual, nothing surprising. Okay. SCM, that is supply chain management, in that customer relationship management, you got a question. This is also usual, nothing surprising. Getting a question from JIT, usual, nothing surprising. TOC, again, as I told you, nothing surprising. Standard costing also is nothing surprising, because every time you get one question for sure. Okay, 5S is also important, 5S and total productive maintenance, nothing surprising. But this particular question, as I've written here, it's a very good question to learn the concept of 5S, because one extra S has been added. Now it is 6S actually, so you should definitely check out this particular question. So this is unique to some extent. I cannot say completely unique, but to some extent unique, yes. And so the unique aspects of May 2020 RTP were GSA, gain sharing arrangements. You had 2 questions. Generally, we don't give that sort of importance to this particular concept. Why? Because it's not even explained half a page in your ICA study material, so that's why. And cost management in specific sector, that is, these 2 are pretty much generally considered as absolute unimportant areas, whereas it was given good amount of importance in May 2020 RTP. So these are all the, what can you say, special areas. You know, question number 1 special, 2 special, 6 special. Okay, remaining all is pretty much the same. Yeah, you have 2 questions from performance measurement and evaluation. That was quite a bit expected. See, as I told you, whichever that is expected, it's fine. Whichever that is unique or special is where we need to concentrate. Okay, so this is one thing. And here also you can see transfer pricing, no question. You can clearly see here transfer pricing, you don't have any question whatsoever. So that is something that you guys need to keep in mind. And let's look into November 2019 RTP as well. See, it's always important you look at least 2 RTPs, if not 3. 3 would be rather better, or 2 at least compulsory you have to see. So now you guys are going to write exam in November 2020. So which means November 2020 RTP as well as May 2020 RTP is very much relevant. November 2019 RTP also to some extent, yeah, you can, you know, to be on the safer side. If you see here, again you have ethical and non-financial considerations, which was again repeated in November 2020 RTP. So this is one area which we can really say that, okay, fine, he is going to give good importance for that. VCA is expected, it's not surprising, it's usual. Ethical and non-financial, you can see here 2 times it has been asked in November 2019 RTP. Standard costing, usual. Transfer pricing, it has been asked, which has not been asked in November 2020 as well as May 2020 RTP. TQM is usual. Decision making is usual. Life cycle costing, decision making is usual. Balance scorecard, of course it is usual. You got it? So something that is special in November 2019 RTP is 2 questions based on ethical and non-financial considerations. You got it? And in May 2020 RTP, the unusual part is GSA, gain sharing arrangements, 2 questions, and cost management in specific sector, which we pretty much consider it to be not important, and 1 good question based on 5S. So these are all the unique areas when it comes to May 2020 RTP. Remaining everything is routine. Coming on to the recent RTP, that is November 2020. The unique areas are, as I told you, competitive advantage was given good importance, especially cost leadership versus performance, product differentiation, that particular concept. And DPP is something unique that I was not expecting. Remaining everything is usual. Yeah, ethical and non-financial considerations, again it has been given importance, carried over from November 2019 RTP. Apart from that, supply chain management, a question, value chain analysis, theory of constraints, performance measurement in evaluation, everything is pretty much the routine. Standard costing, everything is routine. Of course, transfer pricing, no question has been asked. So considering these RTPs and November 2019, May 2020 and November 2020, and also the question paper of November 2019, because May 2020, you know that exam never happened. Let's go for the guest questions. So here it is, the most awaited guest questions for November 2020 by PK sir, right? Anyways, before I get to these guest questions, I want to give you a big disclaimer. Please understand that first I'll show you the disclaimer. As you can see here, it is just a guesswork. Don't rely on it and prepare for your exams. Take it as an advice and prioritize your preparation accordingly. Okay, this should only help you to prioritize your preparation in a sense. So whatever that I told you that it is important, you guys need to concentrate on these areas first, revise these areas multiple times, give concentration to these areas multiple times, and then go for other areas. It's not like you guys need to ignore. So I'm very clear with this. After that, don't scold me. I've seen your guest questions. I went and prepared from this only. I went and tried to go for the exams and it didn't work. So far it worked. Yes, sometimes 85% marks has come, sometimes 80% have come, sometimes 75% plus has come. But that doesn't mean that the future is guaranteed. You got the point. So let's be diplomatic and let's not give any false hopes. I'm very clear with that. So that's why before starting itself, I am trying to tell you this. You got it? Now, let's go for the guest questions. Ready, guys? Let me change the ink color. Okay, guys. So the first observation was, as I told you, there is no transfer price based question both in May and November 2020 RTPs. So from this, what we can infer? Does it mean that we are not going to get any question in the examination? Yes, that's what it means. Okay, because May 2020 RTP also I told you the same thing, that in May 2020 question paper, maybe there will be a TP question which can be skipped. In November 2020 RTP also he has continued the same, which means maybe we may not expect a question from transfer pricing. But at the same time, it depends upon the psychological aspect of the guy who's preparing your question paper. He may, you know, feel that, okay, fine, 2 times we have not given this question in RTPs. That means that people will feel that, you know, this particular question from transfer pricing is not expected in the examination, and then eventually they may give you a question also. Of course, the probability of that happening is very less, but I'm telling you, anything can happen. But there is 80 to 90% probability that there will be no question from transfer pricing this time. That's one thing. Okay. Next, let's go chapter wise. That will be easy for you to prepare. That's why I've prepared chapter wise. Okay, let's go to the chapter Intro to Strategic Cost Management, the first chapter. So from this chapter, what are the important areas that you have to see? Value chain analysis, obviously. Value shop model. You know, the value chain analysis is for manufacturing sector, and for service sector you need value shop model. That one thing. And Porter's 5 forces, very important. When you're reading this, also keep this in mind, that is cost leadership versus product differentiation. Why? Because 2 questions in November 2020 RTP it has been asked by concentrating on this particular area. Therefore, you should keep this in mind. Which one? Cost leadership versus product differentiation concept. You keep this in mind while studying value chain analysis, because I don't know how far you have really read the concept perfectly when you are preparing yourself, but students who have watched my classes, they know that value chain analysis is the one thing that helps a particular company to identify whether their strength is cost leadership or their strength is product differentiation. Again, this concept will be repeated in pricing decisions chapter also. Okay, you have this what do you call, cost leadership as well as product differentiation stuff, but it's more concentrated in value chain analysis, that is intro to SCM chapter. That's why you guys, when you're studying this particular chapter, keep this in mind. So that makes this particular chapter even more important for November 2020 exams. Why? Because this particular concept, which according to me pertains more to value chain analysis concept, which is cost leadership versus product differentiation, has been asked twice in November 2020 RTP. That's one thing. Okay, coming on to the next chapter, modern business environment. In this, TQM, EG, what do you mean by EG? Evergreen. Evergreen means it's all weather important topic. So you need not ask me for a particular examination. TQM you have to study, that's it. Same logic applies to TOC also, evergreen, or I can say all weather important topic. Supply chain management, all weather important topic. GSA also becomes important, that is gain sharing arrangement, because it has been asked in May 2020 RTP, that too 2 questions. Since May 2020 examination did not happen, so I would rather suppose that the importance it just carries over, is what I feel. So therefore GSA is something that you guys need to give enough importance even for November 2020 examination, just because May 2020 examination did not happen and it was given twice in May 2020 RTP. So there might be a question from this area, so don't ignore this. Also cost management in specific sector. Now many people, they tell me, is it a separate chapter? Yes, it is separate chapter, but only 3 or 4 pages has been given in your ICA study material. Nothing has been explained over there. So you better try to learn this from the question that has been given in May 2020 RTP. You'll get a better idea. So cost management in specific sector also, just have a look at it. It will take hardly some 15 minutes to 20 minutes for you. That's it. 15 to 20 minutes, just give it a glance and leave it over. That's it. If it comes, fine. If it doesn't come, it's okay. 15 to 20 minutes, kuch farak nahi padta, right? Got it? Chalo, moving on to the next chapter. What is the next one? Lean system and innovation. Okay. Evergreen topics are what? Kaizen costing. Kaizen costing is always evergreen. Why? Because it's not like he will ask you what is Kaizen costing, now what are the uses of Kaizen costing, or what are the applications of Kaizen costing, stuff like that. It's not like he'll ask you direct question based on Kaizen costing. This particular concept is important. Why? Because you can use this in various case studies to answer a different scenarios. For example, in a particular case study, most of the case studies, what you will find, there will be a cost escalation, right? Cost would have got increased, and most of the case studies he'll ask you how to reduce the cost. So in all those situations, you can use this as a universal answer where you can advise them to implement Kaizen costing. Are you able to understand? So that way it is important. It's important to learn the concept of Kaizen costing. And not only that, when you're learning the concept of Kaizen costing, also concentrate on Kaizen costing versus standard costing. Okay. What are the similarities between Kaizen costing and standard costing? What are the dissimilarities between Kaizen costing and standard costing? Also learn Kaizen costing versus target costing. Okay, what are the similarities between Kaizen costing and target costing? What are the dissimilarities between Kaizen costing and target costing? What is the basic linkage? Is there any linkage between Kaizen and target? Is there any linkage between Kaizen and standard costing? Because these three, they sound pretty much similar in most of the aspects. So this is not there in your study material. So in your ICS study material, this is not there. Okay. But in my power notes I have given, so students who have actually listened to my classes, they have the special notes where I've given a separate notes for this particular concept, because there is one problem also, I think Yum Limited, which is based on Kaizen costing versus standard costing. It is there in your ICS study material, but the problem is there where you need to apply the concept of Kaizen costing versus standard costing, but the concept has not been explained in your study material. Okay, so that is something that doesn't sound good. Therefore, you better guys concentrate on these areas: Kaizen versus standard, Kaizen versus target costing, and the linkage as well. JAT, again, all weather topic, always it is important. TPM and 5S. TPM is linked with 5S, that is also all weather topic. And I told you many a times that you try to figure out the linkages. What do you mean by linkages? Linkages between the concepts, like 5S is the foundation. Once 5S is implemented, then only you can implement what? TPM. And once TPM is implemented, then only you can implement what? TQM. And once TQM is implemented, then only you can implement something called JAT. So this sort of linkages you need to understand. So JAT can't be implemented unless TQM is implemented. TQM can't be implemented unless TPM is implemented. TPM can't be implemented unless 5S is implemented. So all these are pretty damn important, the linkages. So when you study, don't study each and every chapter in isolation. So try to link multiple chapters and then study accordingly. And that's the only way you're going to answer the case studies. Again, coming on to case studies, many students, they are feeling that case study is only for 25 to 30 marks. Therefore, we may try to skip. Still, we'll be able to cover 90 marks because totally it's 120 marks inclusive of choice. But that's not the case. If you really observe your paper, there are case studies and case scenarios. Case studies means the big ones. Case scenarios means the smaller ones, the smaller case studies. If you see, they are occupying nearly 60 to 70 marks of your paper. Are you able to understand? So you cannot feel that, okay, fine, let me try to skip these things. They are application oriented theoretical case studies and case scenarios. So I cannot write theory answers in an application oriented way. So let me skip. That's not possible because it covers nearly 60 to 70 marks of your total paper, where you have to write your answer in theory, that too not a theory which you can by heart, a theory which you need to understand, and in an application oriented way you have to write. Just like solving sums, instead of numbers you will write it in sentences. So therefore this is not something that you can skip. So better try to link all the concepts and never ever study a particular chapter in its isolation. So try to link multiple chapters and then only study. As I told you an example over here, linking Kaizen with standard, linking Kaizen with what? Target costing, and linking 5S with TPM, TPM with TQM, TQM with JAT. Chalo. And also linking standard costing with life cycle costing. I'll tell you all these things. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Performance measurement and evaluation. Most important chapter of your whole syllabus. So there's one chapter which is most important, and that is your performance measurement and evaluation. Okay, sir. In this, what are all the concepts that is very important? Performance measurement in a not-for-profit sector, Especially there is a case study in your study material, that is Silver Sands case study. I personally love this case study. It will give you very good idea with respect to what the concept of measuring performance in a not-for-profit sector. So that is one thing, especially now in the recent RTP it has been asked, so therefore it's very important. Already it has been asked once in the exam also. So performance measurement in not-for-profit sector, this is very important area. Okay, next, building block model. I'm expecting them to ask a question in two areas, but they're missing. One is building block model, other one is EVA, economic value added. So that is one thing that I'm expecting at least this time. And balance scorecard, anyway, it has been asked in so many RTPs, so many question papers already, but still it is important. You got the point. And CSF and KPI, critical success factors and key performance indicators. So this is important, just like Kaizen costing. So it's not like he will directly ask you what are the critical success factors, what do you mean by the concept of critical success factor, what do you mean by key performance indicators. No, it will be written as a conceptual answer for something else, just like Kaizen costing. He will ask you some question from beyond budgeting concept, and then he'll ask you, for this company, can you please identify critical success factors and key performance indicator. So are you able to understand? So it's nowhere linked, but for some other company or for some other case study, he'll ask you, please identify critical success factors. So that's why understanding this particular concept is very important. You have video in my YouTube channel, you can just go and check it out. Got it? Performance prism is also important, not that important, because already a question has been asked, and in RTPs and all, that much of priority is not given. Performance pyramid is anyway, it is not that important, so I don't so that's the reason I've ignored these two. So that doesn't mean that you have to completely ignore them. So my advice for you guys would be, first read these things which I've told you in a priority basis, and then eventually you can go with the other concepts as well, okay, depending upon your time availability. Okay, coming on to standard costing. This is important chapter. Why? Because one question compulsorily you will get from this particular chapter. Okay, it will be based on what concept? Planning, operational and traditional variances. You can see 50% of your questions in your ICA study material is based on this concept only, that is ex ante, ex post variances. Okay, so nothing really surprising over here. This is one particular conceptual area which you got to concentrate. Okay, and also link your standard costing with LCC, life cycle costing, market share and size variance. This time it has been asked in November 2020 RTP, the recent RTP. Here you have question number 7, standard costing, that is based on this concept only. Therefore, concentrate on that for November 2020 exams. A standard costing question which is linked with life cycle costing and market share and size variance. So market share and size variance and planning, operational and traditional variances, that is ex ante and ex post variances, are important from this particular chapter. Next, coming on to decision making. As I told you, decision making, of course, like old syllabus, in new syllabus it's not that important. In old syllabus it was pretty important, the most important chapter, but in new syllabus PME is the most important chapter, that is performance measurement and evaluation. Decision making, okay, you will get a question from that, one question. So outsourcing, make or buy is the most important area where you can get a question from decision making chapter. Okay, and ethical and non-financial considerations also you have to consider, that is there in decision making chapter itself. So how to write answer whenever there are ethical and non-financial considerations, apart from numbers, the non-numbers, how to consider that. So that is one area that you guys need to concentrate. Okay, so when it comes to decision making, very simple: outsourcing, make or buy, ethical and non-financial considerations. Because this ethical and non-financial considerations, as you know, November 2019 RTP 2 questions were asked, and November 2020 RTP again it has been repeated. So maybe in November exam you may get it. Okay, anyways, I already gave you this particular disclaimer. It's just a guesswork, don't rely on it. This entire guess questions, prepare your exams in your own way, but take this as advice and prioritize your preparation accordingly based on these guess questions. Okay, then we have a chapter called SAOI. Normally you can skip this particular chapter, but this time I don't want you to skip, because a question based on DPP has been asked, direct product profitability, and ABC is again evergreen topic according to me, just like Kaizen costing and critical success factors and key performance indicators. So it's not like he will directly ask you what is a activity based costing, how it's going to be useful, or a direct question based on that concept. This will be used as an answer for some other case study which has been asked from some other chapter. In that way, ABC is important, activity based costing. Okay, apart from this, you have got ABM also, activity based management, that is cost management, activity based budgeting, I don't feel they are that important, but activity based costing, very important, just like Kaizen costing and CSF and KPI. Okay, where you can use them as an answer in some other case study. Okay, so that way you learn this concept pretty well, activity based costing. So because activity based costing is one area, one particular concept where because of this concept only so many other things are possible. You have activity based CVP analysis in decision making chapter. Because of activity based costing only, you have this customer profitability analysis, CPA. That is because of this particular concept only, right? So in that sense, this particular concept is very important, which is there in this particular chapter, SAOI, strategic analysis of operating income. And of course, last but not least, you have CMT, cost management techniques chapter. In that, the most important concept, target costing, all weather concept, which means all the examinations, this is important. Life cycle costing is also all weather topic. All the exams, it is important. Is that clear, guys? So these two things are pretty damn important from this particular chapter, that is cost management techniques. One is target costing, the other one is life cycle costing. Okay. And what about pricing decisions and budgetary control, sir? It's not that important, but you can just give it a glance. I mean, in the sense, just look at it once and then we'll move on. You got the point, guys? So that's it. So I hope I gave you all the guest questions. As I told you so many times, just take this as advice and then move on. Okay, guys? And accordingly, write your exams really well. Okay. So thank you so much, buddies. If at all you have any other queries from your side, you can WhatsApp to 9246946444 number and subscribe to my channel for all the other videos. I'm preparing November 2020 RTP also. I'm trying to take a little bit of strain, and quite shortly you will get videos on that particular stuff as well, November 2020 RTP. So subscribe to my channel, share it so that your friends also will come to know, so that they can also watch November 2020 RTP. And for anything else, for getting any video classes of mine or something like that, anything that you want, the one single number is 9246946444. Okay, so you can WhatsApp to that particular number and you'll get your queries. You can WhatsApp or Telegram. I would rather advise you to WhatsApp, or you can send normal message also. Either way it works fine, right, guys? So thank you so much. If you really like the video, like this video, and definitely comment, guys, because your comments are the motivation for us. The moment we see the comments after all the hard work that we have put in, and people really feel happy, so when we know that students are really happy, it indirectly pushes us forward. Okay, let's do something. So I would really love to see the comments and how you guys feel about this particular video, and share it, like, and of course, as usual, routine work, subscribe to my channel. Right, guys? Thank you so much. This is PK sir signing off.